hope you're handling this coronavirus thing well. I know there's the concern about health, and then there's also the concern about the economy. Lots of questions, a lot of wondering how things are going to be. And Jesus said something about wealth and about money. He said, don't lay up for yourself treasures on earth. They're uncertain. Moths and rust and thieves can always get to your money, or also a stock market crash. I know in 1929, thank you, I wasn't around, but in 1929, I understand that there were actually some suicides on the part of some millionaires because they'd lost their nest egg because of the crash of the stock market. You know, interesting survey was done by a psychologist several years back. He asked people, can money buy happiness? And they said, absolutely not. And then he asked them several questions, and then later on down the line, after they'd forgotten about the first question, he said, now, if you had a little bit more money, would it make you happier? And they said, yeah. It's pretty sneaky, isn't it? This money thing, because there are so many things that you can do with it. It can become a source of security for you. But the Bible makes it very clear, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17, don't put your trust in uncertain riches. And then he went on, to talk about people that are well off. He said, lay up treasures for yourselves by sharing. You know, the Bible says that there's a reward when somebody gives, and they give because they love people. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, if you give and you don't give out of love, you're not rewarded. But if you do give out of love, you are. So Jesus said, lay up for yourself treasures that are in heaven. Nothing can get to those. Nothing can threaten those. And isn't it interesting that when he was talking, when we were talking about the parable of the soils a few weeks back, and we talked about weeds in the soil, that he said the cares of the world, which is just a bunch of stuff, and then he singled out the deceitfulness of riches. The deceitfulness of riches. Colossians 3:5 says that greed is idolatry. It's because you learn to trust in your wealth instead of trusting in God. Maybe that's why James said in James chapter 2, God has appointed the poor of this world rich in faith. When Jesus wrote to the 7 churches, or had John write to the 7 churches, the church of Smyrna, he said, I know your poverty, but you're rich. Jesus also said a day at a time, didn't he? A day at a time. And people that don't have a lot see God work in their lives day after day after day, instead of leaning on this enormous nest egg. And that's why Jesus said, man, be careful. Be careful, because money can do a lot of stuff, and it's something that you can see and you can get your hands on. But understand, it can be gone just like that. But I will never leave you or forsake you. Listen to Hebrews 13:5. Keep yourselves away from covetousness, for he has said, I will never leave you or forsake you. That's pretty comforting. Yeah, that's a whole lot better than uncertain riches. How about the certain God? God bless you. All done.